Plank Purgatory Day 20. We've got a little bit of a change of scenery today. This is my room, and I have made quite a realization today. Maybe this was due to the change of the scenery. I happen to believe it is. You'll notice there is an area rug underneath me. I am planking on an area rug. I'm not doing this because I have messed up elbows. I'm not doing it because of the dry skin or the cracking skin on my elbows or near my elbows. I'm not actually sure why I'm doing it. I just decided today, I cleaned up my room, I will see what it's like, see how much space I've got to work with in here. And it's not too much, it's not great. I will say, being on the rug is much more comfortable than the hardwood floor, unsurprisingly. I will also say that this rug gave me an interesting idea today, and I don't know why it took me so long to actually think about this. Almost 3 weeks. Where are my supports? Where are they? What are they doing? How are they doing it? Under what conditions? Let me elaborate. When I am doing push-ups, or when you are doing push-ups, the alignment of your hands is incredibly important, and it will absolutely affect the way that you perform the push-up. For example, if you have your fingers pointing forward, pointing in the same direction as your head, then you're allowing your arms to flare out quite a bit. Is that right? Maybe you're actually allowing them to... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, honestly. Let me elaborate one more time about the push-ups. When you are rotating your hand on the floor, if that makes sense, which way are your fingers pointing? Are they pointing the same direction as your head? Are they pointing to the side? Are they pointing straight down? The push-up is going to be completely different. You're going to be recruiting different muscle groups. You are going to be using your lower chest or upper chest more, depending on how your hand is placed. And the same goes for where your hand is placed. If your hands are very close together, you're going to be using a lot of chest. If your hands, think diamond push-up, right? If your hands are far apart, you're going to be putting some more strain on those shoulder muscles and your back muscles, your tricep on the lockout. It all depends on your form. It all depends on your position. Where are you most compromised? Where are you strongest? Today, I finally drew that connection with the plank. I've been thinking about form in a good, productive way still. However, I've missed one important factor. What about the foundation? Where are the pillars located? What are they doing? How do they look? Today on this carpet, I rolled my elbows. I rolled onto my elbows. I rolled my arms, my forearms, or I can't really explain this honestly. I rolled from the side of my forearm onto the point of my elbow, and I held a plank from there. And I wanted to see what it feels like because I noticed that I wasn't really on a solid base. I was on kind of like a wobbly base. And the same thing goes for my feet in a slightly different way. How far are my feet spaced apart? That's pretty much the only option you have with the feet in the plank. You can choose to have them far apart or choose to have them close together, heels together. And there's not much else. You can't really choose to have one doing one thing and one doing the other thing because the system will be out of balance and it just doesn't make much sense doing that. However, with the arms, you can reach your arms forward. You can reach them back. You could put your arms to the sides. You could do whatever you want and still call the movement a plank, even though fundamentally you are placing your weight on different areas, you are likely straining different areas. It is a different movement, albeit very slightly different, but it is different, and that's what's important to note. I thought about that with my feet. The way my rug is positioned, sometimes my feet are off of the rug and my hands are on the rug, so my hands are on a stable grippy surface and my feet and socks are on the slippery hardwood. And I think, where is my foundation? On the other hand, sometimes I am completely on the area rug and during the plank I lean a little bit to one side or to the other side and I roll on my forearm and I hear my uh, like bones popping or something. I don't know. I'm hearing some weird noises and I realize this is not a stable foundation. All I did was lean a little bit and my bones are freaking popping. I don't know what that noise is, but it's kind of like a crunchy sound. It's like my bones are crunchy and I don't like it when I'm doing the plank. I don't want my bones to be crunchy when I'm doing the plank. I want them to be solid. I want them to be stiff and hard and like a good foundation should be. So, I've been thinking about that and I don't know the solution. I don't know where actually am I supposed to put my elbows? Do I put them straight down from my shoulders? Do I put them down a little bit towards my chest? Do I have them up in front of me? Do I put them to the side? Do I bring them close together? It tends to be that they kind of just go down and I don't think about them. But my hands and my arms end up coming together. So maybe I'm turning them in that way. Maybe that's natural. Maybe it's not natural. I'm still figuring this out. Maybe I've got this whole thing wrong. And I really should just be thinking about where am I putting my elbows? And where on my elbow am I leaning that weight? One big thing about this is that crunchy noise I'm mentioning. It seems like the reason why my skin is cracking and breaking and dry near my elbow, right where I hold the plank, is because maybe that's not a good location to do it. Maybe it's that simple, is that you really shouldn't be doing the plank with that soft part of your skin. Maybe that's all it is. honestly. And when I think about the way I'm rolling my elbow and it sounds crunchy, and maybe that just means that I'm not doing this right yet. Maybe it just means I'm still figuring this thing out, which is totally fine with me, honestly. I'm just kind of disappointed that it took me almost 3 weeks to figure out that, hey, you should be like thinking about where you're putting your arms. You should be thinking about how you are setting your foundation. What are you leaning on? Right? I'm not that disappointed though. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff and way too much about the plank. It also hit me today that yesterday was actually the 1 week mark of 1 week mark of doing 15 minutes of plank a day, which means I've now been doing 15 minutes a day of plank for over a week. That kind of is not fun. That noise is me plugging in my phone to charge. Yeah, it's not fun. 15 minutes of plank is quite a lot of plank, especially for the normal man. Especially for the normal man. Today I did a lot. Today was a holiday. It is the old calendar Christmas. If anyone celebrates that, I know the Serbians do, maybe the Russian Orthodoxy. Today is also Ivanovden, my name day in Bulgarian tradition. Actually, that was all yesterday. It's January 8th. This is all in the past now. But yesterday, I had a little bit of a holiday and had guests over, had friends over, and so I was distracted for most of the day. I was busy in the morning, busy in the evening, and I put everything off. I had a chance to do some planks earlier in the day and I put them off until the very end. I went back to 2-minute planks again today, and these were nice on the area rug, honestly. The soft floor is like a big dreamy cloud and makes it much more bearable, I think. I think the more you improve your conditions, the more your conditions will improve you. Like if you've got to run a marathon through a swamp, you're probably gonna be doing a bit worse than if you have to run a marathon on, say, like a highway. That's a very extreme example, but it applies. It's like doing something on no sleep versus 8 hours of sleep. Or, yeah, maybe those examples are good enough, honestly. Your condition will improve you if it improves to a certain degree. Doing these planks on the soft area rug is much nicer and soothes my brain a bit more than, say, doing them on the hardwood floor. However, it's still not super fun. It's still a drag and painful. I am making progress though. Today, around the third or fourth or maybe fifth, honestly, 2-minute plank, I thought to myself, yeah, I got this. It hurts. I'm straining, but I got this. I could keep holding this. I didn't. I held it for like 2 seconds after I hit the 2 minute mark, but I know I could hold it a bit more. I know I could hold it. I know I'm getting there. I'm making some progress. This has been Plank Purgatory Day 20. Tomorrow will be Day 21, 3 weeks of Plank Purgatory. Thank you for watching. Bye.